The head of the International Monetary Fund has predicted the world will have to wait until the second half of next year to see significant economic recovery. Meanwhile, frantic efforts are underway in Washington as finance ministers of the G7 economies gather along with heads of major central banks to contain the crisis. Wei Wei has the details.
In a news conference ahead of this weekend's economic summit, the IMF managing director expressed confidence in the long-term global economic situation.
Even if we see a year 2009 around zero for advanced economy and 3%, as I just say, for the global economy, we see the beginning of the recovery in the second part of 2009.
Strauss-Kahn also urged cooperation and coordination in Europe to cope with current difficulties.
Cooperation and coordination in actions is the price of success. All kind of cooperation has to be commended. All lonely act has to be avoided, if not condemned. And that's IMF message for this morning, number one.
The U.S. Federal Reserve on Wednesday cut the benchmark rate on overnight loans between banks to 1.5%. The cut from 2% took the rate to its lowest level in more than 4 years. And in an unprecedented coordinated move, central banks in England, China, Canada, Sweden and Switzerland, as well as the European Central Bank, also cut rates. The royal coordinated efforts in the face of an economic crisis prompted World Bank President Robert Zoellick to call for the establishment of a global economic multilateral framework. The World Bank has invited finance ministers from 24 nations for a meeting this weekend in Washington, along with finance ministers from the group of 7 industrialized countries. Next Monday will see the World Bank and IMF also convene for their annual meetings.
There is nothing else that can match the urgency of this crisis. The name of the game is to stabilize the international banking system, to coordinate policies, and to find a way to recapitalize banks that are basically insolvent.
2 words that are on everyone's lips in Washington are coordination and cooperation, with most recognizing that no country will be spared and none can take on the crisis alone. Wei Wei, CCTV.